Hello and welcome to 100% Real with Ruby. We're getting into the holiday season now, so I'm sure that food and oh my God, my goals, oh my God, this, oh my God, that has come on your mind, and many people are probably either crash dieting or just saying, I'll just start again in January. I feel like the more that you can put effort into the fundamentals throughout the year by starting the year on a good foot, not on let's sprint to this fat loss end mark, the easier the end of the year is going to be because you learn how to navigate these events. And I feel like social events are a really difficult one for a lot of people, and it's kind of why
It's the holidays.
talk
Enjoy it.
this is what you wanted to talk about.
You're on holiday. You should just eat it.
And this is where boundaries and I think a lot of people find it difficult, number one, to set boundaries, number two, to say no, number three, to actually express their goals to their partner, to their family, to their friends, if they don't yet resemble this fit person. Because that can be a little, like, it can feel awkward, like, oh my God, I still have so much weight to lose. Oh my God, I'm not thin yet, or whatever word you use. I'm not skinny yet, or I haven't lost weight yet. They're gonna like, I can't just eat the salad because they're just gonna look at me and be like, well, you're eating like that and you still look like that. Like these are things that I see a lot of people like say that they're saying in their head. I don't like I don't want to say it in like a crude way, but it's something that happens. And you can have the same like family members can be so freaking cruel. They can say things and impact you. I'm gonna give you some strategies for how you can actually keep your results all throughout the year and not worry about, oh my God, I'm missing out on this, I'm missing out on that. Because I have this thing where it's not and or, it's or only. You can pick either eating, let's just say, if you're going to go to McDonald's, you can order the fries or the ice cream, not the fries and the ice cream. Sometimes you kind of both. Sometimes you really need to just make that little sacrifice once. But if you didn't come into this with this restricted mindset, you're not going to feel like you're never going to have that thing again. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle with holidays because they feel like it has to be this all-out meal. What do you see a lot of people struggling with, especially? And I think a lot of people travel during the holidays as well, so that
Yeah.
becomes a huge issue.
It's hard to prep.
Yeah, and then when it comes to the family events, it can be very guilt tripping. It's like if no one ever taught you how to navigate meals out or to just follow a meal plan, it's going to be very much like, well, I'm on a diet or screw it, I'll start again on Monday. And that is why a lot of women feel like they're always dieting because you don't feel like you can have that flexibility in there. And at the same time, I don't want to say that you can eat whatever you want and still get results. And there's a lot of people online saying that, but if you could, you would have results by now because you've been eating whatever you want most of your life. It comes with waves, it comes with periodization, and everything is hard at the beginning. You will need to make the sacrifices. You might need to miss out on more than usual for the first year or something if you need to. Like, yeah, okay, cool. It's what you do in the majority of the year, yes, but we need to look at where you're at right now. You will have to make more sacrifices to start with. But the closer that you get towards this, I don't want to say goal, but the further you get along the timeline while you're losing weight, losing fat, you then bring yourself out of the calorie deficit. You have more to play with, yes, but then you go back into it again and then you keep going. But the thing is, the more that you move along the I'm fitter, I'm healthier, I can burn energy better, I can train harder, I can lift stronger, the further you move along the spectrum, the more flexibility you get to owe yourself. But at the beginning, you're going to need to make more sacrifices. You're going to need to say no more. And it's not forever. It's just a lot of people have been this, well, I'm either on a diet or off a diet mentality that you just don't have the ability to say no anymore. And this is where we need to just stop focusing on losing weight because it is stopping you from losing weight. It's stopping you from getting results because most people know how to lose weight. Most people don't know how to maintain it, how to build up their metabolism to a point. I don't even want to say build up the metabolism, but most people don't know how to get to a point where they're literally being like they're literally able to love life because they don't have the constant like calculations going on in their head of this, that, and the other. Like we do actually still think about food. We do actually still do the calculations, but we don't do it in an obsessive way where it's like a deprived world. It's thinking in abundance because there's still an abundance of food. You just get to pick your poison. You get to pick what's there. And you can't pick amazing mouth orgasms every single day of the week or every single party that's there for whatever event it is. Like you need to pick your battles because if you go into too many battles, you're going to come out a wounded soldier And then you're going to start the new year trying to undo it all. And that's going to spin the cycle. Like this is why I'm so big in my coaching on teaching skills in general. Skills in general, because most people don't do that. They want to keep you forever in their little program just to get their results. And then you gain the weight back and then you want to redo something else. We want to choose meals with a lean protein and a veggie base. You want to ask for sauces and dressings on the side. You want to pause through your meals so you can check in with your hunger. Because as long as you don't eat like Adam, you're going to be fine. Because your satiety signals kick in
Yeah,
and
but
like,
mine's weighed out.
there we go. This is way
I might eat it quick, but I know what I'm eating.
that's the thing as well. You have a lot more control over your food when it's already calculated. And this helps you with eating out because you know what you're eating for that day. This is why I say plan your meals ahead of time. Put them into your app. It doesn't mean you need to eat those meals. Sally just invited me over for dinner. I have all my meals planned out already. Cool. Well, I have about 500 calories for dinner and then another 400 calories for my after dinner meal. That's 900 calories I got to play with if I wanted to. So I can have 900 calories into either a big dinner and a small dessert or split it up however I want. But I only know that because I plan my food ahead of time. And then if you're going to have something that's like an even more extravagant event, then you will lower the calories of the other meals without depriving yourself because you're going to up your plates with more veggies, more voluminous foods, choose leaner sources of protein, get yourself not ravenous before the event because otherwise that isn't going to end well either. Something I do have to say on that note as well is a lot of the time when people go into these events, they don't go in with a plan. And it's not a plan for just what you're going to say. You need to have like a traffic light system. Well, green light is I will allow myself one alcoholic beverage. I'm just going to use alcohol as an example. Orange light is I won't be happy if I have 3. If I have anything over 4, that's a red light. So then you know that you gave yourself a little reference range of 1 to 3 drinks. Go in with that in mind. But also, post-mortem, how do you want to go to sleep at night? How do you not want to go to sleep at night? How do you want to wake up in the morning? I don't want to wake up groggy. I don't want to wake up feeling like I'm friggin' dizzy because I'm electrolyte deprived. I don't want to crash and burn on my bed feeling like ate a friggin' elephant. Like figure out, to me, I don't want my performance and my energy to be shot the next day. I want to be able to wake up and function at my best mentally because my biggest anxiety comes from when my brain doesn't function right, which is why I hate getting shitty sleep, which is why I don't do certain things to get shitty sleep because then that has its own cascade of things. We're always working on things. Don't beat yourself up. This is a lifelong pursuit. You just do your checks and balances and be honest with your actions. Inputs lead to outputs. But when it comes to these events, when you're going into any social occasion, I have a whole booklet on this. If you want to message me and just say you want the holiday tools guide and I'll send it to you. But you need to go in prepared with how you're going to tackle comments or suggestions from people saying, oh, just finish up my potatoes, like try my potato scallops, try my truffle, try this, try that. Like something that I like saying is, oh, that actually looks so freaking good. I am so full right now. So can I borrow a bag so I can take some home and I'll let you know what it tastes like in the morning. You don't need to eat it there and then. Like there are some kind ways that you can actually put things across. You just need to be okay to put those barriers there. And it doesn't always mean saying no. Sometimes saying no is the hardest thing you can do. So you can use some form of yet or some form of yes, but I will do it this way. There are other ways to work your way around things. You need think ahead for these things. Plan ahead for these events because it's the only way that you're going to succeed for that stuff. And sometimes protein powder is very useful when you go on holidays as well, depending. But something that Adam and I always do whenever we go out is we make sure that we go to a Woolies. We make sure that we have enough food to at least last us for the first day so we're not rushing to get ourselves to a supermarket. But we get ourselves to a supermarket because fast food, you can get the fastest food from a supermarket as well. You just get a little bagged thing and then you just get pre-chopped chicken or a rotisserie or unless you're him, you get tuna. There's like all different ways that you can make a really fast meal. You can even just get a little yogurt packet. And then if you brought a little sample of protein with you, put the protein into the yogurt. You can get yourself an apple, just like one apple. There's other ways that you can do fast food as well. It doesn't all have to be cooked. Get yourself frozen veggies. I'm sure wherever you are, you can shove it into a
Make sure you
microwave.
cook it.
Yeah, it's like you can shove it into a microwave. You don't have to cook. Like microwaves are really friggin' simple. He loved my microwave breakfast this morning.
Yeah,
So
not the raw veggies.
the raw veggies were mine.
Frozen.
He tried to steal my veggies. So you know what you like and what you don't like, but also sometimes you have to deal with things that you don't really like, but you can tolerate because that's a better option. I had a conversation with a client as well, and it was about getting bored with some of the meals as well. This is where I would have that like dialogue with myself. Do I really want to put the effort in to planning out a whole other meal plan that's going to fit in all of this? Or am I just going to suck this up until I have time to figure out a meal plan? I'm just going to suck it up for another day. But then again, if it's like the meal thing and I'm really getting sick of a particular meal, it's like the same thing. I would just suck up that meal for the rest of that week and then worry about it at the end of the week when I can pivot. That's why it's just like, okay, well, see what you like and what you don't like and just be okay to push through that. And the thing is, you don't actually need to have it that way that it's cooked. You can add some soy sauce. You can add some friggin' French's mustard. You can add different herbs, different spices. If it's a potato and veggies and protein meal, turn it into a shepherd's pie. Turn it into a baked meal. Turn it into some form of stir fry. And instead of putting in potato, put in noodles or just put in extra pumpkin and pumpkin that works with the stir fry or put in some legumes. Play around with the carbs. All you need to do then is just pull out your app, see what equals the same calories. Bob's your uncle. As long as it's the same calories and it's a carb source, that's good enough. If it's, okay, I don't feel like this meal and I want to keep everything the same as possible, well, instead of having chicken, I'm going to have white fish or I'm going to have 2% turkey or 2% lean mince. It's close enough, not identical, but whoop-de-doo, it's at least going to get you through today. And it's better than going with worse alternatives. Remember, there's no good or bad meal. There's no good or bad food. Zoom out and check the whole week because you can have one delicious, indulgent meal for dessert, but if the rest of your day was good, then was that really something that is of a concern? Or you can have a couple of meals on one day that completely blow the budget, but if the rest of the week was actually accounting for that, is that really of a concern? That's what I want you guys to think about. It's all about learning these skills. And like, sadly, when you go out to restaurants, you can easily order steak, mashed potato, and vegetables, and it can still be over 1,000 calories. Because how are they cooked? What was in the mashed sweet potatoes? Butter, oil, milk, something. What else do they put in there? Something like that. Cream. The steak probably cooked with so much oil. The vegetables probably loaded in butter. Like that, just because something's healthy doesn't make it calorie friendly, especially if it's a salad that has extras on it, especially if it's stuff that has oil or butter on it, because oil and butter are the worst things for your waistline. You don't even realize that because there's like nothing on it, but they are, you don't even know half the time how much is on there because you can load a whole freaking tablespoon, whop it on, and it comes out and it doesn't look like there's that much on there. Like they can get away with so much in restaurants because they just want you to come back. So just because something's healthy doesn't make it good for your waistline. And if you're eating out more often than not, that is something to be aware of, but you also need to be okay to ask for what you want. I always get dressings on the side. I always say that I do not do butter and I do not do oil. I don't want any of that stuff on my stuff. Any of that stuff on my stuff, yeah. And if I want anything, I will say I want the dressing on the side. I only use a little bit, if any at all, because that's another thing that gets people trapped. If you're always going to try to have a party or live your best life in a diet, you're never going to teach your taste buds to be okay with less orgasmic food because you can change your taste buds within a course of 4 weeks. Some people have been proven in literature to change their taste buds in 2 weeks. You just need to be okay to push through the less palatable stuff, go through the hard shit for a while. It's just like when you do a detox of buying like super tempting foods in the house. After a couple of weeks, it becomes a little bit easier, but then as soon as you let them in again, it's like a floodgate went loose. That's why you shouldn't until you're actually in a place where, okay, I feel like I'm in control now. I feel like I have abundance. I'm not craving for foods. Whatever that food was trying to fill as a void, emotional habits, binge, whatever it is, now has an alternative that isn't food. Now I can bring it in. You don't just bring things in for the sake of it. It's like, okay, well, have you actually addressed what was leading to the issue first? Some people can do it that way. Some people can't. Some people need to have it in the house, otherwise all hell breaks loose. Figure out what's right for you. And if you haven't yet tested not putting it into the house, I highly recommend it. But you need to give it a long enough period of time to do the work in the period of time, not just say, I'm going to keep it out of the house. You need to do the work as well, because then you'll come out the other side in a better place. And that's why also it is really important to track your food for a while so you know what's in the food. Because most people struggle seeing progress by being social because they feel like it has to be this high calorie meal. It's like, I want to treat myself because I'm going out. That is a reflection on your approaches, though. So that's something that I want you to be aware of. I want you to set yourself like, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel going into this holiday season? How do I want to feel going out of it? And I would argue, kind of like my little thing with you being in the house, I would argue I don't really give a shit about going to someone's place for their food that they're cooking. I'm going for their presence, for their love, for the memories, for the chats, for the conversations. You're there for the people, you're there for the social interaction. The food is just a little bonus with some spice and everything nice. Whatever.
Sugar on top.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure that it's like, you know,
Side.
yeah, on the side, sugar on the side. But that's the thing. You need to, it's very hard actually to not make it all about the food when you live in such a deprivation mindset. But these are all the different ways that you can go about it. So I hope that this kind of gives you something to think about, because food really doesn't have to be all that difficult. And yes, like I have a huge appetite.
Enormous.
Enormous. I love food too. And that's why I have to be extra careful with what my food is composed of. Because I'm also a very small human and I also make sure that I am active with my steps, with my daily activity. These are the different things we have to be aware of, because it's not that you're a foodie or you love food so much that you can't make this work for you. It's okay, well, what am I willing to give up? Where can this fit in so I can still have my foodiness? And does it have to be every single meal? Can I just make dinner luxurious? And then can I factor in the other meals to account for that? And are there other ways that I can be a foodie that isn't lathered in like coconut milk and all of these high caloric things? Like, can I just do some air fryer stuff? Can I use more herbs, more spices? Can I cook this in a different way? Healthy cheat meals that you can make at home. Healthy fakeaways. I like calling them fakeaways. Make a pizza at home. I get my girls to make pizzas and nachos and all these different things. Like I call them, make your fakeaway night. What's your fakeaway night? A lot of the time it's pizza. And it works. Like, make your healthy versions of it. And by, I should not say healthy, make your lower calorie, waste friendly versions of it. Make your goal orientated versions of things. Pick your poison, but realign your expectations with your outcome, because when your expectations are higher than your reality, that's when a lot of anxiety comes in. That's when the sadness, the depression, all that comes in, because your expectations are up here, your reality is down here. That mismatch doesn't work well. But if your reality is up here and your expectations are down here, that could work. But if it's too low, that's when motivation fades. Because like, so that's where we kind of need to figure out, okay, what is it that we want to feel? Are we actually feeling that at the moment? Or do we need to actually set ourselves something that lights us up? Like, I want to get strong. I want to feel good. I want to live a happier life. I want to actually have more energy, because it doesn't all have to be weight loss. And I would argue maintaining your weight and building habits and skills in this period of time, doing something just a little bit better, 1% better, 10% better, getting even 10% more steps, just doing something to a better degree, not becoming friggin' Einstein HD on something. Like, no, just to a better degree. That should be considered a win, because most people gain weight consistently from holiday to holiday. So use this period of time to set yourself up for success in the new year. And yeah, it's just awareness. It's standing up for yourself. It's planning ahead. It's picking the options, which is easier to do when you already have a brief idea of what's in food. It's looking ahead at the calorie menu. Go on calorieking.com, calorieking.com.au if you're in Australia. If you're in the UK, there's a version there too. And just figure out what is in food, figure out what works, but also never log a meal for its face value. Always add an extra 20 to 25%, depending on how oily it looks. But if it doesn't look that oily, still add the extra 10%, because it's going to be extra calories regardless. But I would still say add a 20%, because most restaurant foods are 800 calories. If you're in America, I think the average is like 1,000 calories, and they can be up to double what the nutrition label says. If you don't believe me, go read the research. It literally says double. It says 2 times. That's double. So hope that helps. If you need any other help, if can't be fucked cooking, whatever else it is, there is always an option that is better than something that is going to leave you the next day stressed about what your body is doing, worrying about the outcomes. This is making the best of how you can just improve your inputs by 1%. Because the more, I'm going to leave you with this food for thought. Most people, they feel like they have a lot of things they have to start doing, these habits to implement these actions that are going to lead to this amazing outcome. But I would argue that most people have 5 key habits, 5 pillar habits that could completely change their life, completely change them as a person. If you spread those 5 habits over every 2 months, I'm going to nail this habit, or every 3 months, I'm going to nail this habit, you could be a completely different person. Most people try to nail 10 habits all in 1 month. That is why you struggle. Then you beat yourself up for struggling. Even if you just try to nail like 2 of them, you still beat yourself up for not doing more or not struggling. There is nothing worse than the third arrow, than the second arrow. The first arrow is the fact that you struggled or failed or whatever you want to call it, the slipped up, whatever. The second arrow is you beating yourself up about it. The third arrow is you continuing to ruminate on it and then call yourself names for it, because now you're going to feel like a complete piece of trash. And that isn't motivating. So, yeah, I love you all. Be a little, put a little smile on the dial and enjoy the holidays and enjoy your company. Enjoy the conversations you have, enjoy the memories that you have, because those are the memories. Those are the things that matter most. They really are. Okay. Boy, love yous. And please, please, please leave a 5-star rating and any comments and good stuff.